Hi, I'm Nathaniel Pulsifer, and if you're watching this, you've either just watched my webinar about secondary market annuities or you're preparing for a consultation call. Either way, you're probably thinking, this kind of sounds too good to be true. Higher yields from the same insurance companies? Why haven't I heard about this before? Those are exactly the right kind of questions to ask. And today, I'm going to give you the complete story behind this market, where it comes from, why it exists, and why Wall Street firms spend hundreds of millions of dollars buying these same payment streams while keeping individual investors in the dark. This is the foundation, where these things come from. Let me start at the very beginning, because this market didn't just appear out of nowhere. Every year in America, about $57 billion gets paid out in personal injury settlements. These are car accidents, workplace injuries, medical malpractice. Unfortunately, these kind of things happen. So of that $57 billion in personal injury settlements, about $8.6 billion gets structured into what are called structured settlements. Instead of taking a lump sum in compensation for their injuries, injured parties can choose to take guaranteed payments. Sometimes these go for 10, 20, 30 years. They include monthly, lifetime, and lump sum payments. These payments are made from companies like MetLife, Berkshire Hathaway, and Prudential, the best of the best insurance companies. Injured parties often choose payments over a lump sum because it's safer. It's also more tax efficient. First of all, they can't blow all the money at once. And secondly, personal injury settlements are tax-free awards. So when people elect a structured settlement, not only are their initial settlement dollars tax-free, but all the growth in those annuities over time is also tax-free. Guaranteed income paid out over a long time, all tax-free. Now that's for the original annuitant. But here's where it gets interesting. Sometimes life happens, and those structured payments that people have had, well, let's say 10 years later, that person needs cash for a house down payment or medical bills, or they're starting a business. They can't just call up the annuity company like MetLife and cash out their payments. IRS rules just don't allow that. But what they can do is petition a court to allow them to sell their rights to future payments to someone else. The courts need to review everything and make sure it's in the best interest of the seller. The courts have a mandate not to have people end up on public support systems. But when the courts approve these payment transfers, they issue a final order transferring those payments to a new buyer. That's what the secondary market is. And that's where I come in. So what you're actually buying in a secondary market annuity is you're not buying a new annuity product. You're stepping into someone else's existing guaranteed income stream from an existing annuity. The payments are already funded, they're already in force, and they're already paying. The insurance company doesn't care who gets the check, so long as it follows a court order to make a transfer. They keep paying as scheduled. It's kind of like buying a house where the mortgage is already in place and set up. You just step into those shoes. The same thing goes with these payments. The annuity is already set up and paying, and you just step into the shoes to receive those payments. The key difference is that you get those guaranteed payments at a discount because the original owner, well, they needed cash now instead of payments later. Now, here's what most people don't know. Wall Street has been quietly buying these payment streams for decades. You know those J.G. Wentworth commercials? I won't sing to you, but they have a jingle that I have an annuity and I need cash now. You might have seen these like singing Vikings on stage. They did some really funny commercials over the years. J.G. spends millions of dollars on TV advertising because they buy thousands of these payment streams every year. But they don't sell them to people like you. They bundle them up into bond offerings, and then they sell them to pension funds, insurance companies, and private equity firms for hundreds of millions of dollars. The biggest buyers? Well, it's the insurance companies themselves. The same companies that issued the original structured settlement turn around and buy similar payment streams from Wall Street because they know how good these investments are. It's top-rated credits. Think about that. If it's good enough for MetLife's own investment portfolio, shouldn't you at least have known about it? So you've never really heard of this market, even though it's been around for decades. Wall Street knows about it. Why haven't you heard about it? Well, there's three real reasons. First, it's size. The entire secondary market annuity industry is under $1 billion a year. I'm guessing about 800 million. That's tiny compared to the hundreds of billions of dollars in the primary annuity market. Most available inventory gets gobbled up by institutional buyers. Secondly, there's distribution. Only about 700 of the 330,000 financial advisors in America even know this market exists. It's not taught in licensing courses, and there's no marketing budget behind it. And third, it's profits. Insurance companies make more money selling you new annuities at retail prices than helping you buy existing ones at wholesale prices. I discovered this market in 2011 when I was rebuilding my financial life after a first career in real estate development. I became an annuity agent, but quickly I became frustrated with the complexity, the fees, and the poor yields of traditional annuity products. My clients deserve better. That's when I found secondary market annuities. Same insurance companies, same guarantees, just wholesale pricing instead of retail markups. So for the past 14 years, I've made it my mission to bring these institutional quality investments directly to individual investors like you, cutting out the Wall Street middleman. In 14 years and over $500 million in transactions now, not one customer has ever lost a penny. The biggest problem that we see? Well, payments sometimes get lost in the mail because insurance companies still use regular mail to send checks. But I have clients who've been buying from me for over a decade. They buy repeatedly because they see the payments arrive as promised month after month, year after year. That's the power of guaranteed outcomes backed by court orders and A-rated insurance companies. The reason these payment streams offer higher yields is really simple economics. When you buy a new annuity, you're paying for the insurance company's profit margin. You're also paying for the agent's commission, the marketing costs, the administrative overhead, and all those fancy office buildings. But with secondary market annuities, you're buying directly from someone who needs cash now. No agent commissions, marketing costs, no insurance company spread. Same guarantees, wholesale pricing. So that's the real story behind secondary market annuities. It's not too good to be true, it's just not well known. Wall Street firms know about it, insurance companies know about it, and they've been quietly profiting from this market for decades. The only difference is, I'm making these opportunities available directly to individual investors like you, instead of bundling them up for institutional buyers. In the next video, I'm going to show you exactly how this works using real examples with actual numbers. The second-hand advantage that lets you get the same guarantees at wholesale prices. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next video.